Welcome to another production of ParkTV 16 Sports. We are live on location at Dakota Park in St. Louis Park on a beautiful 70-degree evening in mid-May in St. Louis Park, and we are bringing you Metro West Conference Baseball featuring the Bloomington Jefferson Jaguars coming in with a 7-1 record and a league-leading 7-0 record in the conference, taking on the home St. Louis Park. I am Robert Christensen, and we're at Derek Keller Field in Dakota Park in St. Louis Park, and we're glad you're with us. Very much looking forward to this game tonight because Bloomington Jefferson is in first place in the Metro West, and St. Louis Park is in second. They are 6-4 in the conference, despite being 8-5 overall. And Bloomington Jefferson is 7-0, so St. Louis Park has squeezed in 3 more games than than Bloomington Jefferson, but those 3 were losses. And the last time these two teams played was just back about a month ago on April 16th at Dred Scott Fields in Bloomington, and St. Louis Park took it on the chin, but just by 1 run, 5-4. So I expect a very competitive matchup tonight. And on the mound for the Orioles, there he is, number 1, Ethan Schmitz. Schmitz has played in 4 games, and he is 1-1 on the year, and he has a 5.83 ERA. Obviously a right-hander, and he is warming up from the stretch rather than the windup, which usually pitchers will go from the windup, but it's really whatever's comfortable. So we're about to begin here on a beautiful, sunny, partly cloudy evening. And we're about to begin, and there's the lineup in the outfield. We've got Myers, Schmitz on mound, Helfman at first, Reganudi, Odens, Farley on the infield, Hokinson, and we'll get to that. But now stepping in, the right-hander for Bloomington is Bennett McCollum. He is the shortstop, and he will look at pitch number 1 from Schmitz. That ball is in the dirt. 1 ball, no strikes, the count here. Looking in the outfield, they're playing McCollum straight away. The center fielder is dead center. Left fielder just playing straight away on McCollum here. Now the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and fouled deep left, out of play. So Schmitz gains strike 1, 1-1 the count. He is going from the windup with nobody on base. Pitch on away, curveball, swung on to third, and he gets the throw over in time for the out. That's a 5-3 put out, and that is recorded as out number 1 in the top of the first. Nice scoop there by number 3. The third baseman. Let me see if we can find out who he is. I don't necessarily have a program. Let's see here. Number 3, that's Ben Farley playing third. And now stepping up to bat is Carter Hanson, the left-hander, and he is at third base with 1 out here in the top of the first. Good start here for the Orioles at home, playing the first place Jaguars in the Metro West Conference. 1-0 the count and the delivery. Swung on and fouled back and to the left, out of play. The wind is coming dead in from center field, so that may play a role on any balls hit deep. Obviously going to make it tougher for any home run balls. Okay, now the 1-1 count with 1 out, and that is in the dirt, ball 2. So Carter Hanson is the pitcher. He is number 5, so I misspoke earlier. So Carter Hanson is their starting pitcher, and he is looking at ball 2, strike 1, 2-1 the count, 1 out. Ball is low. So 3-1 the count. Hitter's pitch to the number 2 hitter here in the top of the first. Swung on and fouled back, so nice pitch there as Schmitz, I felt, jammed him with that one, kind of off the handle, so really efficient pitch by Schmitz, and that will bring the count to full, 3-2. Schmitz with the delivery, Oh, just missed. That was close. Everyone held their positions. A little delay on the call, but that's going to be a base on ball. So Hanson takes first, and that'll bring up the number 3 hitter, the second baseman, David Stefan. Jefferson with just 1 loss on the year, and that was to Andover in late April. And that was a 1-run loss at Andover High School.
Runner number 13, Braden Ebeling, in for as courtesy runner.
So we have a courtesy runner in for Carter Hanson, which is customary when the pitcher reaches base. Swung on, and that's a double play ball. If they can execute it, oh, unfortunately, he kicks that ball, the shortstop for St. Louis Park. Henry Oden's out there, number 20. Had a little difficulty with that, so that puts runners on first and second with 1 out. Nothing hurt, though, if you're an Orioles fan, and now stepping in is the number 4 hitter, the catcher, Ben Goddard, with a chance to get up on the Orioles here with a runner in scoring position. Pitch on away, and that's hit smartly to right field. Hard hit. It might have been hit too hard for the runner to score from second, and they get the relay in right away. Nice play by the right fielder for St. Louis Park, chasing that ball and cutting it off. But now the bases are loaded with 1 out, and we're going to have another pinch runner, it looks like. So that might be for an injury. So coming in, number 9 is Bank Bendixson to pinch run.
Now batting, number 3.
So Ben Goddard will have a seat to rest, and now stepping in is number 3, Noah Panette, with bases loaded, 1 out in the top of the first. So we'll have to see if Schmitz can get out of this. A strikeout or a double play ball would be absolutely what the doctor ordered for the Orioles right here, if they can get it. Now the count 1-0.
Use that boomstick.
Pitch on away, swung on and fouled back and right, or is it in play? Right into the sun and just over the fence out of play. So that'll be a strike. So 1-1 the count now to number 3, Noah Panette. From the stretch, Schmitz with the delivery in a jam here in the top of the first. Swung on right up the middle. Is it going to get through? And it just gets through between second and short, and that's going to score 2 runs. They get the relay in, and he slides in for 2 runs for Jefferson. Coming in to score was number 13, the pinch runner for Bloomington.
Now batting, number 1. Center fielder, Sam Malecha.
And that'll bring up number 1, Sam Malecha. He is the center fielder. And scoring on that play was Braden Ebeling. He was in as a pinch runner for the pitcher. And so 2-0 now, Jefferson on top. 1 out only here in the first. Runners on first and second. And that pitch is in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher for St. Louis Park. Tate Myers keeping that ball in front of him, preventing the runners from advancing. So the count now 1-0 to Malecha. From the stretch, the pitch on away by Schmitz, swung on straight back. Looked like a curveball from my vantage point. So 1-1 the count to the lefty, Sam Malecha. So as I was mentioning at the beginning of our broadcast, Schmitz with a 5.83 ERA, so that's a little on the high side. See if he can get them out of this inning with only 2 runs across. Pitch on away, the 1-1 count swung on, and that could be a double play ball if handled correctly. It's going to be a fielder's choice, and the force out at 1 will bring us to out number 2. So nice play by the Orioles second baseman. That was Stanley Ragununi. I pronounced that correctly. So the play 4-3 for out number 2, but that advanced the runners. So 2 runners in scoring position, and stepping into bat for Jefferson is Brendan O'Brien, the first baseman. That first pitch is a ball. I have to say, I'm looking at the Jefferson lineup, the one the manager wrote, and it doesn't match up with what I have here, at least with the number of the batter, so I'm not quite sure who 28 is. I don't have any reference to him on the sheet here, but I'm just gonna go that it's Brendan O'Brien, or excuse me, I misread that. It's Sean Lippman. He is the left fielder, number 28, so I got it right. That was my mistake. So the count 1-1 with 2 outs, runners on second and third. Strike call, nice pitch by Schmitz. Ethan Schmitz trying to work out of a jam here with just 2 runs across. If he can get out of this inning without those 2 runs on the pond scoring, that would be quite a feat here. 1 ball, 2 strike. The delivery, curveball, and a swing and a miss, and he drops it. They'll have to tag him, and he do. So that is out number 3. So nice job by Ethan Schmitz. He did give up the 1 base hit with bases loaded. That's what scored the 2 runs. But then he worked efficiently to get out of the jam, to get out of that inning, but not before Bloomington has 2 runs. And coming up for Park, leading off will be Stanley Riganuti, the second baseman. He'll be followed by Ben Farley, the third baseman, and the DH is Drew Boyam. So Riganuti, Farley, and Boyam to lead it off in the bottom of the first for the Orioles. All right, we're in between innings, between the top of the first and the bottom of the second, just working on some technical difficulties that I don't think you're aware of, but just where my location is. So I stepped away there for a moment, and pitching for Jefferson is going to be Carter Hanson. As you recall, he batted in the second position. So number 0, Stanley Regenti. I got the pronunciation right. That was a tough one to figure out. And he steps in to face the lefty Carter Hanson. Down 2 here in the bottom of the first. Let's see what they got to answer. Pitch on away from Hanson in the dirt. Good eye by Riganuti. He'll be followed by Ben Farley and Drew Boyam. And if one of those guys gets on, the cleanup hitter is Christopher Hokinson, or Hawkinson probably. All right, the 1-0 delivery swung on, and that's deep to center field. Back, though, as the center fielder, he's got it tracked. That ball was well hit, and that's where that wind may have come into play. As I was mentioning early, there is a strong breeze coming out of center field. Well hit by Riganuti, but the put out by the center fielder was Sam Maleka out there in center. Plays a great center field. So 1 out here in the bottom of the first, and that will bring up number 3, Ben Farley, the third baseman, the left-handed hitter against the left-hander on the mound, Carter Hanson. Pitch on away, swung on. So strike 1 the count to Farley. And from the stretch works Carter Hanson. And that is a strike call, just caught the corner. So no balls, 2 strikes, Farley in the hole here. Nobody on, our score 2-0. If you're just joining us, we're streaming live on YouTube. Glad you're with us. pitch just outside. Catcher tried to frame it for Bloomington. Bennett McCollum, or no, excuse me. Behind the plate is Aiden Shermack. He'll be leading off the top of the second for the Jaguars. And that pitch over the head of Farley. Good eye. So now a ball and 2 strikes to Ben Farley. Farley with an average of 171, 35 at-bats on the year. And that ball in the dirt, good eye by Farley as he works the count now to, well, now I thought it was 2-2. I look out the scoreboard in left field at Derek Keller Field, and the count now is full. And that I look at the umpire, and it is full, 3-2 now. Pitch on away, swung on and fouled, and is that going to be out of play? It's going to be close, just out of play. So Farley hangs in there, 3-2 count will remain. And the delivery in the dirt outside, and he works that walk. So well done by Ben Farley, working that count, getting that pitch count up on Carter Hanson. And now stepping into bat, the number 3 hitter, the DH, number 7, Drew Boyam. Boyam is their leading hitter. He's got an average of 368, slugging percentage of 500. He's had 38 at-bats, 14 hits. 9 singles, 5 doubles, no triples, and no home runs on the year. 19 total bases as he looks at Hanson's first pitch, and a swung on and fouled just to the right. Will bring strike 1 to Boyam. So he's got a chance to advance the runner, Farley, who just got to first on a base on balls after working it. He was 0-2, he worked it to 3-2 and got a walk. That was brilliant by Farley. Now Hanson with the delivery inside. Boyam scoots back out of the way. Good eye by him. Count now 1-1. 1 out here in the bottom of the first. Runner on first for the Orioles. Swung on, and that's also to center field, and the center fielder plays it well. He moved back, gauged it, moved to his right, and made the catch. That was probably a little bit more difficult. It was more on a line, but that's nevertheless still an out, and that's 2 outs now for the Orioles, and that will bring up Christopher Hokinson. He's the left fielder, and he's a left-handed hitter, number 15, with 2 outs and a runner on. Pitch swung on, and that's going to be down for a base hit in right field, and it gets by the right fielder, and let's see if Farley can make it all the way around. And he is coming around third as he comes for home. He's going to beat the relay standing up, and what a nice hit by the 4-hitter Christopher Hokinson. And that's going to be a hit and an error, I believe, Paul. And that is a great outcome for the Orioles as they answer right back here in the bottom of the first with 1 run. Psychologically, I think that is so important. And now a chance to tie it up here with 2 outs. It really hurts when you score with 2 outs. And bringing up to the plate is Aiden Schmitz, the pitcher. Also another left-handed hitter against the lefty. And Boyam is on second. Base hit could tie it up. Both last time these teams played was back on April 16th. The score was 5-4. Pitch on away, curveball high and outside. Carter Hanson on the mound. I don't have a lot of stats here on Bloomington, unfortunately, but we've got full stats on the Orioles. Considering most of our audience is probably Oriole fans, but not necessarily. Okay, now the pitch. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. Pitch on away, swung on, and that's going to get down on the ground. Just gets in a bloop hit down the left field line, and that is going to score Boyam, and the left fielder has trouble handling it, and that's going to allow Schmitz to advance to second, and now the score is tied, and they've got a runner in scoring position, and this all occurred with 2 outs. And now a chance to take the lead is Henry Odens, the shortstop. He'll be looking to redeem himself at a tough play in the first inning, which may have led to a run. So a chance here to get it back here with a base hit with Schmitz on second. We're tied at 2 in the bottom of the second. That pitch, ooh, they called that a strike. Just caught the corner at the knees. Strike 1, the count to Henry Odens. He's the number 6 hitter. Odens has an average of 294, so he's formidable. Great opportunity here with 2 outs. Swung on, and he fouled that just down the line, out of play. No in play, but down the line. So now he's looking at no balls, 2 strikes. It's got to be tough on the Jefferson Jaguars here. They had 2 outs with no runs across. They've given up 2. It always hurts with 2. Let's see if they can get that 3rd run. That would be huge for the Orioles. Oh, now time. So Carter Hanson worried about the runner on second. No balls, 2 strikes. Let's see if he gives him anything good here. I would not expect that this pitch will be in the strike zone. Let's see. And he chases the curveball as he was trying to protect the plate, Odens was. So the strikeout goes to Hanson and the Jaguars, and that will retire the Orioles, but not before they answer the 2 spot they gave up in the top of the first, as they get 2 of their own, all with 2 outs, and we're tied at 2 after 1 complete. Orioles and Jaguars, 1st and 2nd in the Metro West. And Ethan Schmitz will make his way out to the mound for his warm-up pitches. And he did himself a favor with a nice base hit in the top of the bottom of the first. Gorgeous night here in St. Louis Park. We were over at Aquila Park last night watching the girls play Hopkins. There we go. So if there was a replay being played in the last inning, and my monitor where I'm located was not working, but we've got it fixed, and I'm looking at the graphic there. So there it is, 2-2, 2 hits, very even. And if they're listening in the box, I would put an error there for Bloomington, because when that ball got by the right fielder, that was a base hit and an error. So I think we should have matching stats there if you agree with me. If not, I respect that, but it's 2-2, and Jefferson definitely had an error in the right field there, which allowed Park to tie it up, at least in part. Okay, now stepping in for Jefferson, number 7, the 8th hitter, the first baseman, Brendan O'Brien, to face Ethan Schmitz here in the top of the second. Tied at 2. Wow, strike call. That looked a little low, and I got Jefferson fans to my left, Oriole fans to my right. They didn't like that call. It looked a little low from my vantage point, but we'll take it. I'm not in the best position, and that pitch swung on. It looked like he tried to hold up. Shaking his head is O'Brien, and so now Schmitz in control here. From the windup, the 0-2 pitch on away. Swung on and missed, and a strikeout for Ethan Schmitz. That's got to feel good. They throw the ball around the horn. There's number 1, Ethan Schmitz, after a nice first inning at the plate, coming out here. And you know, when you have a nice at-bat like he did, it definitely builds momentum. I think it helps the defense. Such a momentum game, like all sports. Okay, now Schmitz will face the number 9 hitter. It's number 2, the catcher, Aiden Shermack. Shermack looks at strike 1, so Ethan Schmitz really settling down here in the top of the second so far. Pitch on a way down low in the dirt. Again, another nice job by the catcher, Tate Myers. The 1-1 delivery. Swung on and missed. Nice pitch. Looked like a little bit of a slider as that tailed away from Shermack. 1-2 delivery, one out here, top of the second, I'm sorry, and a strikeout, and that's the second strikeout in a row for Aiden Schmitz. I think that base hit he got in the top of the first, that settled him down. That was huge that the Orioles came back and matched the Jaguars, I think, that 2 spot. Now stepping in for the Jaguars, number 12. The leadoff hitter, Bennett McCollum, with 2 outs. That first pitch, I think that was a ball as I was looking down for the name. Yep, it was. Pitch on away and a swing and a miss. Strike 1. Schmitz pitching very masterfully here is how it feels. 1-1 the count. You saw the deep breath there by Bennett McCollum. Pitch on away, swung on, and that ball's hit high and deep. It could go all the way, no, against the wall. And the catch is made in deep center field, right against the wall as he skips back. Hey, not a problem. Never a doubt for the center fielder for St. Louis Park, Stefano Giovannelli. My goodness, let's see this catch. Back, right against the wall. Brian Buxton-like, beautiful catch. My goodness, and the music is coming on, and that catch deserves some music. That is not easy, folks, as that ball really carried into the wind. And that wind may have kept that ball in because that ball was really hit. But that ends the top of the second for the Jaguars. They send 3 up and 3 down. Efficient inning for the pitcher, Aiden Schmitz, and now we're going to the bottom of the second. What a game we're having here so far. Each team puts up 2 in the first. Orioles blank them in the top of the second. And coming up for the Orioles, the number 7, 8, and 9 hitters, Zach Helfman, the first baseman, followed by Stefano Giovannelli, the center fielder, and then the number 9 hitter, Tate Myers. So Helfman, Giovannelli, the senior or the center fielder who just caught that ball beautifully there, right against the wall in left center. We'll see if that inspires him at the plate. I think it's a symbiotic relationship. You make a great play in the outfield, you can't wait to get up. Now he gets to hit. He's feeling that positive adrenaline. Gorgeous night. They're playing the number 1 team. They lost to him by 1 run in April at Dred Scott in South Bloomington, or prestigious West Bloomington. Glad you're with us here at ParkTV 16 Sports. All right, we're about to begin, and now approaching the batter's box, the first baseman, Zach Helfman. Got some walk-up music. Welcome to the jungle. As Helfman looks down the left field 9, looking for the sign. No sign here, hit away. And Carter Hanson now, his first offering in the bottom of the second, swung on and missed. That was a high, hard fastball, and that enticed Helfman. Nice, healthy cut there. Pitch on away, another big swing, and boy, it looks like Carter Hanson's bringing a little more heat here in the bottom of the second. Helfman batting .250, a healthy .250 with a .400 on-base percentage, .250 slugging percentage. But now he finds himself in the hole here. No balls, 2 strikes. Nobody out, bottom of the second. Pitch on away, and he gets a piece of that. Off the handle, fouled almost straight back, just a little to the right against the backstop. Count remains 0-2. Jefferson playing straight away in the outfield. Maybe the shortstop shaded a little towards center, and that ball is high, as it looked to me like Hanson took a little something off that pitch. That pitch outside, so now Carter Hanson obviously trying to get Helfman to chase those. Helfman smart, evens it up now, 2-2. Very Very much a chess game between the pitcher and the batter oftentimes, and that pitch is down low and inside, and a swing and a miss by Helfman. So nice start for Carter Hanson. But again, a long count, and that's going to add to the pitch total for Hanson. These are young high school kids, so they can go a long ways out there, but still, the pitch count matters. Okay, that brings up the number 8 hitter, Stefano Giovannelli, the center fielder, made that great catch. And now he swings at that first pitch, and that's going to be trouble. He might dig it up. Fair ball, and he does beat it out. Giovannelli, after making that catch, reaches on first. Did they call him safe? It looked like he was safe. Yes, they did. Sometimes I got to confirm it. You never know what the umpires are going to call. You can't assume anything. But that's going to be an infield base hit by Giovannelli as he took a swung at that first pitch. So now a runner on first, and now stepping in the left-handed hitter, the catcher, Tate Myers. With a runner on first and 1 out, bottom of the second, tied at 2. And the pitch is inside and high. Myers has to duck out of the way. Ball 1. He looks down for the sign. I think the sign is, let's get some hits, let's get some runs right now. I don't think they're gonna be doing any bunting, but I could be wrong. Let's see. Advance the runner. Swung on high as the catcher for Jefferson. Number, who is that? The catcher, that's Ben Goddard's number 10 behind the plate. Looking down to first, looks like he wouldn't hesitate to throw it down there if Giovannelli gets too big a lead. Now the pitch on the way, swung on right to the shortstop, slowed down by the infield. The toss to second and not in time for the relay, so that's gonna be a force out, 6-4. For out number 2. The relay was not in time as the speedy Myers, especially coming from that left side of the plate, gives him just a little bit an extra step to beat that throw. Nice scoop by the shortstop to the second baseman, and what really prevented that double play was the slow infield, really slowed that ball down, and that's when the shortstop needs to charge it a lot more. So 2 outs now in the bottom of the second. Runner still on first, and now stepping up is the leadoff hitter, Stanley Reginetti. As he looks at strike 1, 0-1 the count. Curveball swung on, and the third baseman stumbles with it. He's got a rustle, and he's not going to be on time. I would call that another error on Bloomington's third baseman. He struggled getting that ball into the netting of his glove here. Let's watch the replay. That was a curveball. He got right on it and just not clean enough there, and that's a big, long throw from third base. And so Reginetti reaches first, and now with 2 outs, again, the Orioles have a chance to get a run with 2 outs. And batting is number 3, Ben Farley. Lifts the ball out to right field. Should be easily played by the right fielder for Bloomington. He does haul it in, so that will retire the Orioles. They get 2 base runners, but they leave 2 stranded in their bottom of the second, and they put up a 0, so our score remains at 2. We will go to the top of the third. The tie score, again, last time these teams played, it was 5-4, and it looks like it's gonna be a nail biter in this one. As well as Ethan Schmitz now comes out to the mound as we look at some of the fans here, and it's just a gorgeous night to be outside. They're a long pandemic winter, and you gotta remember that none of these players played last spring. There was no season in high school baseball in Minnesota, so it's been 2 years or a little less since they've played baseball. It'd be fun to interview them to see what that feels like compared to when the last time they played. You know, when you lose something, you appreciate it more. And we are getting a nice baseball game here by 2 great teams in the Metro West Conference. And Schmitz throwing the curveball there. We have dogs, moms, dads, brothers, sisters, friends. Just gorgeous here. All we need is a concession stand and some brats. All right, leading off for Jefferson, I expect it to be number 5, their pitcher, the lefty Carter Hanson. He's their number 2 hitter. He'll be followed by David Stefan and Ben Goddard. The 2, 3, and 4 hitter for Bloomington, tied at 2. So Carter Hanson, after a decent inning, not giving up any runs in the bottom of the second, will step in to face Ethan Schmitz. We had a 1-2-3 inning in the second. Let's see if he can follow it up with another one. Pitch on away, swung on, and that ball's gonna be down for a base hit on the first pitch. Carter Hanson was all over that pitch. Schmitz got that up high a little bit in the strike zone, and Hanson took care of that ball with a sharp base hit to right field. Fielded cleanly by the right fielder for Park. That is Jacob Fabor, number there. So a runner on with nobody out now for Schmitz, and stepping into bat is their number 3 hitter, David Stefan, the second baseman, the right-hander, to the right-hander Schmitz with a runner on, and he's gonna go, and it's a hit and run, and that is beautifully executed. I don't know if it'll lead to a runner on third, but that looked like the hit and run, and that is a base hit through the hole between third and short by Stefan, and now Jefferson has something going as this is the top of their order. They got 2 runs in the top of the first, and now they're back up here, and now up to bat for Jefferson, number 10, the number 4 hitter, Ben Goddard, with 2 on, nobody out. So Schmitz and the Orioles have their work cut out for them here in the top of the third. And that pitch is down low in the dirt, ball 1. Now the wind starting to gust all of a sudden. Clouds coming in a little bit more. I guess there's rain in the forecast in the next couple days in the Minneapolis area. And now Schmitz, 2-0 to the number 4 hitter for Bloomington. So you can feel the fact that Schmitz is a little leery of this guy right there. The number 4 hitter with 2 on. Critical moment is starting to feel like for the Orioles. Center fielder shaded to right field just a little bit, and that ball's in the dirt. So Schmitz suddenly is having a hard time filing the strike zone. And I like the fact that Tate Myers turned and said, hey, let's go talk. She's saying, hey, just throw the ball. So Schmitz feeling the pressure here, maybe just a little bit. Maybe tightening up just a tad here with 2 runners on. He's got to keep that confidence going. He was throwing just fine. He's got to let it fly. All right, 3 balls, no strikes. Strike call, nice job, and what a nice job by the catcher, Tate Myers, going out there, recognizing and settling his pitcher down. All right, now a 3-1 pitch here coming up. This is a hitter's pitch, the righty to the lefty. And that ball's in the dirt, so he lets him go in the end. And that'll load him up with nobody out here, and that's gonna bring up the number 5 hitter, number 3, Noah Panett, the third baseman with bases loaded. And we're gonna have a pinch runner coming in for Bloomington. It appears it's gonna be Hank Bendixson. Courtesy runner will come in for Goddard, and he's the catcher, and you can understand why they would do that, so he can put his gear on, not have to rush. Swung on, and a pitch by Schmitz. So what a nice pitch there for Schmitz, getting that strike 1. Hopefully that'll calm him down just a little bit here. So 0-1 the count. A strikeout would be just what the doctor ordered for Schmitz and the Orioles. Swung, nice pitch by Schmitz. All right, 0-2 count, bases loaded. We're tied at 2, top of the third. Outfield straight away. Pitch on away, swung on. He just got a piece of it, did number 3. Noah Panette, the number 5 hitter. So he stays alive at 0-2 with nobody out. And I'm surprised the infield, as I'm just thinking about this now, is not playing in to cut off the runner. They'd rather get the out and let the run go, I guess, if they can get a double play ball. Pitch on away, curveball in the dirt. Tried to get Panette to chase that. Good idea. I thought it was maybe just landed in the dirt a little too far from the plate, or he might have gotten him to bite on that, but now the count 1-2. Pitch on away, swung on and missed, and that is exactly what Schmitz and the Orioles needed, that strikeout, getting that first out now. It now brings all kinds of possibilities defensively in terms of double play balls and getting out of the inning. But someone else for Jefferson is going to have something to say about that, and that is Sam Maleka. Steps in, pitch on away, and that's going to be a double play ball if they can handle it properly, and can they get the out anyway? And they called him safe at first, so fielding has been an issue by both teams tonight. That was an order made for a double play ball to get out of the inning, and that's got to be frustrating for Schmitz. Oh, and then he couldn't salvage that other out, and now a run across. Bloomington now up 3-2, still 1 out, bases loaded, and now stepping in to bat for Bloomington is their number 7 hitter, number 28, Sean Lippman, the left fielder. Pitch on away, that's low and in the dirt. Ball 1. Time called by the umpire. And it looks like something came in on left field. Maybe some kids playing over there. It happens. Okay, 1 ball, no strikes to the number 7 hitter. Number 7, Sean Lippman, the left fielder. Or no, number 28 playing left field, the 7th hitter. Pitch on away, and that's put right back up the middle. That might score 2. Giovannelli's going to get that ball in quick, and what a nice play there by Giovannelli to only allow 1 run to score. But that is going to be an RBI base hit for the left fielder for Jaguars, Sean Lippman. And they put up 2 now here in the top of the third. So both teams' top of the lineups are producing. And we'll see if that pattern holds through, as we're just here now in the top of the third. And now stepping into bat is number 7, the first baseman, Brendan O'Brien, with 1 out, and he hits that first pitch, and I think that's going to be down as the right fielder can't catch it, and that's going to be another RBI base hit for Jefferson. They've got 3 consecutive hits. That's led to 3 consecutive runs. And boy, you got to think about that double play ball. They had that chance to get out of the inning, and now that's led to 3 runs, and you really can't give a team that's as good as Jaguars. And now here comes the coach for, as we look at the replay, coming out to talk to Schmitz and the infielders. Probably just to settle Schmitz down, but boy, you know, you got to feel for Ethan Schmitz, because he got the pitch, he had the double play ball all dialed in. But nevertheless, our score now 5-2 in the top of the third, still only 1 out, and I think we'll have, let's see, the runners, bases loaded, remains for the Jaguars, so the pressure is still going to be on Ethan Schmitz, as it's been for the last 3 batters. And like I said, I have to feel for him. He did pitch that double play ball right to the second baseman, just couldn't convert. And they are paying the price here big time in the top of the third, giving up 3. Okay, now the pitch on away from Schmitz. That ball in the dirt, and Tate Meyer, I continue to be impressed with him. He keeps those balls in front of him. He really settled Schmitz down there when he went out to the mound. There were no outs, and they got it to 2 outs and got that double play ball opportunity. Now the pitch to number 2, Aiden Shermack, the right fielder, as he swings and misses. So nice pitch by Schmitz. He brought the heat on that one. So count now even at 1-1 with 1 out. From the stretch now, Ethan Schmitz. And the bunt attempt that time. And now diving back at third was Jaguars, as Tate Myers did threaten to throw down there. And now a nice count here for Ethan Schmitz with a 1-ball, 2 strikes to the number 9 hitter, Aiden Shermack for Jefferson. And the delivery swung on, a slow bouncer, and it's tipped by Schmitz, and the second baseman caught up to it and tried to get it to first, overthrows the first baseman, and that's gonna allow the runner to score. So I don't know if we can call that an error necessarily. It was just unfortunate. The pitcher may have been better off letting it go. This infield is so slow to begin with. He comes up, tried to get it out of his glove as fast as possible, and just couldn't connect with the first baseman, Helfman, and that is another run. So that's 4 across now for the Jefferson Jaguars. Still 1 out, and still the bases are loaded, and the top of the order with Bennett McCollum, as he was chomping at the bit, the number 1 hitter, and they're gonna say he went around, as the home plate umpire looked to the infield umpire, and he called that a strike. So nice break there for Schmitz. You gotta think the top of the order for the Jaguars are chomping at the bit here, with the bases loaded and still only 1 out. Curveball, oh, just missed on the inside. I think everyone held a collective breath there. It looked good. Tough call, but the count now is 1-1. Swung on, fouled back and to the right. Looked like a curveball from my vantage point, and I have a really nice vantage point just back and to the left of the umpire. I can see the movement on that ball as we look at the number 1 hitter in the lineup, Bennett McCollum, the shortstop, looking at a 1-2 count with bases loaded. So the pressure's on both players here. Curveball, ooh, boy, just missed. So the count now even at 2-2. McCollum bends down to stretch there as he starts to think about what kind of pitch he thinks he'll see here. From the stretch, Schmitz and the delivery. Swung on, and that is popped up in the infield, over to the left, out of in play, but out of foul territory is what I meant to say. And the third baseman makes the nice put out to record out number 2. So nice job by Schmitz, getting the number 1 hitter, Bennett McCollum, who's got to be disappointed not to get an RBI there. So now 2 outs here in the top of the 4th, and now stepping into bat is their pitcher, Carter Hanson, the number 2 hitter. Right-handed pitcher Schmitz to the left-handed hitting Hanson. That ball looked like it might have slipped a little bit out of his hand. It looked like he was trying to throw a curveball, Schmitz that is, but it's gonna be a ball. It's high and outside. From the stretch. Pitch outside, and they try to get him at third. He diving back, though. Safely was number 28, Sean Lippman, the left fielder, who's on third. 1-1 the count, 2 outs here. Jefferson with 4 runs across. They lead 6-2, and the 1-1 delivery from Schmitz. Just outside. Oh, they called that a strike. Wow. Again, I don't have the best vantage point. Angle is everything. So nice, Must have caught the outside corner, so now advantage Schmitz. 1-2 the count. Long top of the third here for the Orioles in the outfield. Pitch on away, swung on and right to the first baseman. Zach Helfman handles that on the one hopper and he'll make the play single-handedly, so unassisted to number 3, or the 3 first baseman makes that put out, and that'll retire the side here in the top of the third, but not before the Jaguars get 4 across with 2 outs. So they answer back here in the top of the third, and they made it hurt with 2 outs just like the Orioles did in their bottom half of the first. So our score after 2.5, Jaguars 6, Orioles 2. As we look at those nice fans out there, that looks like nice, isn't it? No wind where they are, just sitting out there in center field, left center field under the scoreboard, enjoying the beautiful evening here. 70 degrees all day in the metro area. Summer's on its way. Everything's blooming around here in beautiful Dakota Park. Due up for the Orioles, it appears it's going to be number 3, Ben Farley. So the number 2, 3, and 4 hitter for Park, and they've got to get their hitting shoes on now, don't they? Those 3 errors we just saw in that graphic has really proven costly. Defense wins games, and they gave the Jaguars an opportunity they could have gotten out of the inning on that double play ball. And that led to 4 runs for the Jaguars in the top of the third. And that makes us here at 6-2. And coming out to pitch again, Carter Hanson, who started the game. The lefty. To face Farley, Boyam, and Hokinson, the number 2, 3, and 4 hitters. So the Orioles got a chance now to get a couple back here. And I always kind of equate this with a tennis match. If you're a tennis fan out there, if you get broken and now the other guy or person is going to serve, you want to break them right back, and that's what I feel here. You got to get some runs on the board to let them know you're still here, even if it's just 1. Got to answer here. Nothing like the momentum when you put up 4, you come out, you go 1, 2, 3. That brings a hop in your step to go bat again. You think you've psychologically defeated the other team. So really important here for the Orioles to at least get some hits, threaten a little bit, and getting a run or 2 or more would be absolutely perfect. Okay, now the number 2 hitter steps in. Number 7, Drew Boyam. I'm mistaken. I thought I saw Farley. So it's going to be the number 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Park. So that's Boyam, the number 3 hitter, as he takes swings and strike 1. That curveball catches the outside corner. Boyam shaking his head there, didn't agree with that, but now he finds himself in a hole here. 0-2. From the windup, the pitch on away, swung on, and that's a slow roller and a slow infield, and if he's got speed, can he get over there? Dug out of the dirt, and that's an out. And that play was made beautifully by the first baseman for Jefferson. Noah Panett there at first scoops that out. I thought that Boyam would have a chance just because this infield is so slow. I used to play second base in high school, and boy, when you had a slow infield, you almost had to cheat up a little bit. It just takes too long for the ball to get to you. Okay, now one out, and check swing by the number 4 hitter, Christopher Hokinson, or Hawkinson probably. Preferred pronunciation is he has strike 1 now on him on that first pitch. So 1 out, nobody on here, bottom of the third. Carter Hanson on the mound for the Jaguars. He's gone the whole way. Curveball strike, and he is really settling in. Nice easy curveball right across. So Hokinson now in a hole at 0-2. And the delivery low, maybe a tad outside, so good eye by Hawkinson. Hawkinson is batting .364. He's their second leading hitter, so good chance for him to get on here. Swung on, fouled out of play and to the left. Count remains 1-2 with one out. And the delivery. Swung on right up the middle. Nice hit by Hokinson. He was all over that pitch. And that is going to be a base runner for the Orioles with one out, and that's going to bring up the number 5 hitter, the pitcher, Aiden Schmitz. Look at that swing. Beautiful looking swing there. He drills that right up the middle, so we can see why he's got a .364 batting average coming into tonight's contest. And now with runner on, and this is what the Orioles need to do, is get base runners and get a run or two across. Pitch is a strike call. Nice pitch by Carter Hanson. Hanson looks in, checks the runner at first, and he's gonna steal, and the throw is right there. Is he there in time? They call him safe. Whoa, and the Jefferson fans to my left didn't like it. The throw was there, but I feel, just on my naked eye looking at it, that he got in there safely. Hokinson, let's look at the replay. There's the slide. Oh, it's awful close, and there's a lot of dust there. I think that was a good call. Boy, but what a throw by the catcher for Jefferson, Aiden Shermack. It was right where it needed to be, but there's some speed out there. So a runner on second, one out. Count is 1-1. Curveball, strike. Wow. Carter Hanson showing great command of his curveball, catching the corner there. Yeah, there's that hit by Hawkinson earlier, and now he's on second. Schmitz looks at 1-2, and he swings and misses and strikes out. So that is out number 2. And now stepping up with 2 outs and a runner on second. Henry Oden's the shortstop with a chance to do some damage here with 2 outs, which has been the theme tonight by both teams. Have scored multiple runs with 2 outs. Hanson checks the runner at second. Curveball just misses right at the letters. The catcher with his body language, I think, tried to indicate. Now we look at that throw out attempt from a different camera angle. And you know what's really interesting? It's so dry out there. That actually disguises the umpire. I don't know how he could have seen anything. Never seen anything like that. They need to water the infield here maybe a little bit. Ball now back against the fence, and that'll advance the runner to third. So very fortuitous for the Orioles there, as the count goes to 2-0 with 2 outs. Another pass ball could lead to a run. Anything the Orioles can get to give him some momentum would be just what the doctor ordered. Once again, all right, the count 2-0 from the stretch. Swung on straight back. Nice cut there by Henry Oden's. Count now 2-1. Hanson trying to get out of this inning with no one across. He's got a runner on third. Sometimes pitchers go from the windup when you just have a runner on third, but he prefers to go for the stretch here. Doesn't even check the runner, and he gets him to offer. And they're going to call that a strike. So the home plate umpire looked to the infield umpire, I thought. And the infield umpire didn't even make a move, and then the home plate umpire looked like he decided, you know what, I'm going to call that a strike. So now it's 2-2 with two outs. And the pitch swung on, curveball, slow chopper, could be trouble. Can they execute this play? And they don't. And that's going to be a run for the Orioles. So again, fielding errors costing both teams.
Now batting number 16, Zach Helfman.
And there's nothing better than good defense in baseball, but that's a tough play. They should work on this all the time. Yeah, the pitcher's in position. He's going. And dropped it. Yep, that he did. It's a tough play to execute. I'm going to grant them that. But that's a run across for the Orioles. And now with a runner on, 2 outs, 1 across. It's got to feel a lot better after giving up that 4 spot with 2 outs in the top of the 3rd. Now swung on, and that's some heat there. And they said he didn't go around. This time the home plate did look to the infield umpire. He called it safe very definitively and authoritatively. And now the catcher is going to go out and talk to his pitcher, Carter Hanson. Catcher being Aiden Shermack. Disguising his face in case there's any lip readers in the audience here. Never know. It's a good habit to get into if these kids play in college or higher. You never know. Okay, now we're ready to go. Stepping into bat here, by the way, is Zach Helfman, the first baseman, the number 7 hitter for the Orioles, looking at a 1-0 count. Swung on and missed. Strike 1. On first base is Odens. The 1-1 delivery, outside and high. Ball 2. So good inning here for the Orioles, just getting that 1 run. Great answer so far. Pitch on away, inside, and the throw out attempt at first. Back in time was Odens. And that is called a ball. So now the count is 3-1 for Zach Helfman. That's a hitter's pitch here with 2 outs, but he might be taking. I don't know, he looks over to his third base coach. I'm looking for the signs. Not a lot of signs. If he sees a pitch, hit it. Swings on, and he did hit it, and that's out to left field. The left fielder backs up, now comes back in and makes the out to record out number 3. But not before the Orioles scrap and claw to get a run here in the bottom of the 3rd. So they draw the score to 6-3. So after 3 complete from Derek Keller Field in St. Louis Park, we're going to go to the top of the 4th, and let's see who comes out to the mound. I didn't notice to see if anybody else was warming up. Schmitz did bat this last half inning. And let's see, it looks like I don't see a pitcher coming out. There's a little bit of a delay. Let's see here. Oh no, there is, yeah, I think we are gonna have a pitching change. We are. Something just told me that would be the case. So now, pitching for the Orioles, let's see if I got a name. It's a lefty, number 5, and I'm just looking to see if I have that on my sheet here. Number 5. I don't have a number 5, Paul, our producer, unfortunately. Let me see if I got another source. I might. The stats page, yeah. Okay, there you go. Stats page. That's Stefano Giovannelli. So he's coming in from center field, and I don't know what. Oh, there he is. I didn't see it. So that Giovannelli, who made that outstanding grab in left center field, right up against the fence. In fact, I think he did save a home run. That looked like it was going to be over that pole. Now coming in to pitch. And I feel bad for Ethan Schmitz. He was out of that inning with that double play ball in the top of the 3rd. Orioles would be up 3-2 had they been able to convert that. Got to play good defense to win baseball games, just like any sport, in my opinion. All right, now batting up for the Jefferson Jaguars, number 4, David Stefan. And so it's the number 3, 4, and 5 hitter. So Giovannelli's going to have his work cut out here, the heart of the order. Stefan, Goddard, and Pinette, 3, 4, and 5 in the top of the 4th. But now they're going to be facing a new pitcher. And the lefty, Giovannelli, delivers first pitch outside. I couldn't tell if he was warming up on the sideline. My guess is he probably was in their bullpen. 1-0 pitch swung on. He's got some heat on that ball.
Oh, yeah. Come on now, D. Yeah, buddy.
1-1 the count. Nobody out here. And the curveball strike call. Beautifully done by Giovannelli.
Let's go, D.
He waves off the sign there from the windup. Swung on, and that's hit well to center field. Backing up the center fielder, though, handles it perfectly for out number 1. So nice start here for Giovannelli in relief of Aiden Schmitz. Gets that out. And there is some wind, although it looks like it's dying down out there in center field as the sun starts to set to our right. And now up to bat for the Jaguars. Ben Goddard's the number 4 hitter, the lefty against the lefty, which usually favors the left-handed pitcher as Giovannelli delivers ball 1, and there he is, the number 4 hitter, Ben Goddard's. Pitch on a way outside. So 2 balls, no strikes, nobody on here. Top of the 4th.
Come on, buddy. Go, Gio. Okay.
And that ball just misses inside. Tate Myers tried to frame it.
Gotta be perfect. Go, Gio.
So now 3-0 the count.
Come on,
This is Giovannelli's just second hitter. He's facing in relief of Aiden Schmitz. And the delivery outside, so he lets him go on 4 straight balls. You wonder if facing the left-handed hitter affects the left-handed pitcher a little bit, just a thought. And we're gonna have a pitch runner for Stefan, or Goddard's, and he is the catcher, so that's why they did that last inning. And now up to bat is number 3.
Let's go, Pins. Come in.
And the pickoff attempt just misses. Nice move there by Giovannelli, and because he's a left-hander, he has a unique an advantage there because he can see the runner and he can more deftly fake the throw. If he's worked on that move at all, let's see if he can get the runner leading, and that pitch is swung on and lifted out to right field. The right fielder comes over and unable to get there in time. The base hit, and you can see that relay was right in the sun to Odin's, and you can see him looking down. See, you can see the sun is coming right in. I thought the right fielder might get that, but he just, no, that ball was down safely. So that's a nice base hit for the Jaguars, and now they've got something brewing here in their top of the 4th with 2 on, 1 out. And stepping in the box, Sam Maleka, I believe, the center fielder, the lefty. Oh, number 1, yeah, that's Sam Maleka. Oh, that ball was close. Might have been just a tad low. I think it caught the corner. So 1 ball, no strikes. Runners on 1st and 2nd, 1 out here, top of the 4th. Giovannelli delivers, and he misses outside now after having a good first batter. Now he's starting to struggle just a little bit here, finding the strike zone. 2-0 delivery with 1 out in the dirt. So now Giovannelli having a difficult time finding that strike zone. Gotta believe they're gonna be taking here. Maleka, that is, and the box, and he is, and that is a strike. So nice job by Giovannelli. Able to settle down and deliver that strike when everyone in the park probably knew he was taking, but now the 3-1 delivery with 1 out. Dangerous pitch here. Swung on, and that ball is lifted far to right field. Can they get over the right field and the center fielder? And the center fielder covers a lot of ground, and that's going to allow, though, Jefferson to tag up from second. Well hit ball by the left fielder, or center fielder, Sam Maleka, advances the runner. Watch the center fielder moving out there. Good communication there between the center field and the right fielders. The right fielder just let him have it. Usually that's the rule. If the center fielder can get it, you let him have it. So now 2 outs though, but with runners at the corners, stepping into bat is It's Brendan O'Brien. He swings at that first pitch, and that's also lifted up to center field. Moving over and making the catch is the center fielder, and I'm not sure who that is because that's where Giovannelli is, but nice job by Giovannelli. Coming back in that inning, got off to a good start, then gave up a couple base runners. He was looking at first and third, but the end result is no runs across, so nice job by Giovannelli. And we're gonna go to the bottom of the fourth for the Orioles. So last time they got back, they don't let any across, so they just gotta claw their way back in it. And this score is starting to appear like what the score was back on April 16th when Jefferson won 5-4 at home at Dred Scott Field. Let's see if Clayton Hanson's gonna come out here to pitch the bottom of the fourth, and it appears he is as we look at some of the kids out there and far right center field enjoying the nice evening. Just a lovely day to be sitting on a blanket or out on the grass. Something cool to drink. Just need to bring a light sweater because when that sun goes down, the temperature's going to drop. It's that time of year. And it looks like due up for the Orioles will be, let's see, it looks like number 5. Well, it'll be Stefano Giovannelli. So he has really made his presence known here tonight. Big play in center field early on in the game, coming in relief, shutting down the Jaguars. And he'll lead off the bottom of the fourth for the Orioles. So he's the number 8 hitter. He'll be followed by Myers and then Reginuti, the top of the order. So a chance here now for the Orioles. So the right-hander, Stefano Giovannelli. What a great Italian name that is. All right, the left-handed Hanson, pitcher on pitcher now. Pitch, call the ball, just outside. So good eye by Giovannelli. Oh, 1 ball, no strikes to count. And the pitch, straight call inside. Giovannelli agreed with that. 1-1 the count. Pitch on away in the dirt. So 2-1. That sun is now starting to drop a little bit more. You can see it might be in the eyes of Giovannelli just a little bit. Swung on and missed way behind that pitch as he chased it. Might have been a tad outside, but a great pitch there by Carter Hanson. So now he evens the count at 2-2. Big pitch here. Swung on, and that is lifted to right field. It could be in the gap, but no, the right fielder had him played as that ball started to hook on him. As he made a nice adjustment out there in right field for Jefferson. That is Aiden Shermack. No, excuse me. Yeah, Aiden Shermack out there in right field makes that put out. So 1 out here in the bottom of the fourth for the Orioles, and that will bring up Tate Myers, the catcher. Number 2. He's got wheels out there. He reached on an infield hit last time up, stole second. And that pitch first right up the middle. Is it going to get through? A seeing eye ball. It gets batted down by the second baseman, but that's going to be a base hit for Tate Myers. And he's having a night tonight, and he's going to have a pinch runner come in for him because he is the catcher. And coming in is Brady Walsh, number 8, the pinch hitter, and that will bring up number 0, Stanley Reginuti, the second baseman and the leadoff hitter with 1 out and a runner on. So Carter Hanson will go from the stretch. And the pitch swung on and missed. Strike 1 to Reginuti. And the pitch on away, swung on right to the shortstop, and it took a bad hop on him. That is very fortuitous for the Orioles. That had double play written all over it. That ball was hit sharply, which makes the double play even easier because of the slow infield, but it did take a bad hop, didn't it? And sometimes right at the edge of that infield grass is where you can get a bad hop. Let's see if we can see where that came from. Right there at the tail end, you can see the lip there, and that can cause problems for a sharply hit ball like that, and it sort of jumped up on the shortstop and went over his left shoulder. So that's a solid base hit. So now we have runners on first and second with one out, and that'll bring up number 3. The lead, or the number 2 hitter, Ben Farley, as he takes strike 1 with one out. So something brewing here for the Orioles in the bottom of the 4th. Awful quiet around here. Suddenly, fans can feel the opportunity here. Oh, that pitch. Well, I'm off and to the left at almost a 45-degree angle, and that looked outside to me. But again, the ump is in a better position than I am for sure, so we'll take that. So now 0-2 the count to Reginuti. You could hear a pin drop there. Strike call, and so this umpire is calling that outside strike, isn't he? And that is a big strikeout for Carter Hanson, and a disappointment there. There's a dejected Ben Farley, but now Drew Hoyam comes up, batting .368. That's got to go higher. I think he's got to, I know he has 1 hit tonight, and now a chance with 2 outs here with a base hit. 2 on, the delivery from Hanson outside, and I think Hanson is afraid of Boyam. Not like afraid in any threatening sense, but just for his ability to hit here. And he did look a little skittish on that pitch. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, bottom of the 4th, and now Hanson steps off. So a little bit of chess match going on here. The lefty to the righty. Another critical moment, it's starting to feel like, if Boyam, the number 3 hitter, can drive that runner in as he looks high. Now they're going to try to throw him off. He's back in time, though. A lot of guts there by the catcher. Ben Goddard for Jefferson. And now we have a gust of wind coming up here. Look at the plays. He gets back in time. Boy, that was closer than I thought looking at it second glance on that replay. Great camera angle. All right, 2-0 the count, 2 outs. Checks the runner and delivers a nice curveball strike call. Good for Boyam, though, to let him throw that with 2 balls, no strikes. If he gets 3 balls, then he's really in the advantage in this count. But 2-1 is the count now. Delivery, swung on and missed. Good pitch by Carter Hanson, good swing by Boyam, and now we're even at 2. And this is a great matchup, folks. Carter Hanson versus Drew Boyam, the DH. He's in there to get hits and drive in runs. Here's the 2-2 offering with 2 outs and 2 on. Curveball just misses outside, and that brings a groan from the Jaguars over to my left. Now it's 3-2, 2 outs, runners on first and second. Orioles down by 3.
Hey, best pitch, let's go!
Base hit would be huge here for the Orioles. All right, from the stretch, they check the runner. No real threat there. Swung on curveball, and Boyam, what a smart hitter as he leans in there to protect the plate. This is a great chess match between Hanson and Boyam. I am enjoying it thoroughly. This is big time baseball right here. 3-2 pitch, 2 outs. Hanson shakes off a sign there. Inside, and he lets him go. So Boyam draws the walk. And that'll put the pressure on Carter Hanson and the Jaguars. And now stepping into bat is the number 4 hitter, Christopher Hawkinson, as we look at Boyam take first base. And boy, did he work that count masterfully, the number 3 hitter. And now that's going to bring out the catcher, and they want to talk it over here. 2 outs, bases loaded for the Orioles. I don't know what they're talking about, but Carter Hanson needs to bring some strikes here. So we're going to have the lefty on the lefty. Number 4 hitter, though, Hawkinson. Quick check of his batting average. He's batting .364 with a .533 on-base percentage and a .545 slugging percentage, probably against their best pitcher. This is exciting stuff here. Swung on, and that's going to be high in the air. They're going to have to run in. Running in the dead run, the center fielder does catch up to it. Nice job by the center fielder for Bloomington, as Hanson and the Jaguars get themselves out of a jam here in the bottom of the 4th. So after getting 3 runners on, they strand 3, and that is painful, but the score is still just 6-3. A lot of game left here. Glad you're watching on ParkTV 16 Sports. We're streaming live on YouTube as we do all of our matches that we bring you. And this is a great one as we see who comes out to the mound, and it's going to be Stefano Giovannelli in relief. Did a nice job there in the top of the 4th, getting a 0, and very even game here despite those runs. That 4 spot in the 3rd inning, that is going to be the hurdle that the Orioles are going to have to overcome. They had a double play ball to get out of that inning with no runs across. And that is the big difference here so far. So very important here that the Orioles keep the lid on the Jaguars here as we now approach the latter innings. We got 3 to go here. We got 4 under our belt. The number 1 team in the Metro West, the Jaguars, on the road against the Orioles, the number 2 team. Giovannelli finishing up his warm-up tosses, and he will face the following hitters for Bloomington. Number 7, Brendan O'Brien, the number 8 hitter, Aiden Shermack, the right fielder, and then the top of the order, Bennett McCollum. So it'd be very crucial, I feel, for Giovannelli to take advantage of the bottom of the order of the Jaguars and try to get a 1-2-3 hitting. Okay, now from the windup, top of the 5th. And that pitch high and outside. Giovannelli has a 2.52 ERA, and he gets strike there, so he evens the count at 1. And the delivery in the dirt. Ball 2. 2-1 the count. And that pitch gets through the catcher's mitt. That could have been a strike, but they're going to call it a ball. Looked a little low and maybe possibly inside. So 3-1 the count to the leadoff hitter in the top of the 5th. Brendan O'Brien, the first baseman. Tall lad, swing on, and that's a high pop-up in the infield. The second baseman moves in. He's going to call it and easily makes the put-out. That is Stanley Reginuti. Records out number 1, so good start for Stefano Giovannelli and the Orioles here in the top of the 5th. 1 up, 1 down, and that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, the right fielder, number 2, Aiden Shermack. From the windup, and that's a nice pitch there. Giovannelli looking very comfortable there on the mound here against Shermack. Oh, in time. Shermack getting a little impatient there. Thought Giovannelli was taking a little too long. He's got 1 strike on him, does Shermack. Wind up in the delivery in the dirt. The delivery. Swung on, over to the left side, in foul territory, the third baseman, and he makes the easy put out. So 2 pop-ups in the infield, or close to the infield, for Giovannelli. He takes advantage of the number 8 and 9 hitter, but now the leadoff hitter, and that put out was made by Ben Farley there, number 3 at third base. So Giovannelli with with 2 outs, nobody on, will face the number 1 hitter in the lineup, Bennett McCollum, number 12, the shortstop. From the windup, and that's a curveball inside. Good eye by Bennett McCollum. See the shadows now starting to creep onto the field here. Sometimes can affect the eyesight and depth perception. And we have a 2-0 count now. Swung on, and that was a strike, and that came right back and hit Tate Myers right in the mask. Looks like he's okay as he looks very nonchalant as he went out and scooped that ball up the glove, trying to show people he's okay. So now 2-1 the count, 2 outs. Curveball. Nope. Boy, I thought that might have caught the corner. The home plate umpire thought he offered on that. The infield umpire didn't think so. And now 3-1 the pitch here. So we'll see if Giovannelli will bring it. And he goes high and he lets him go as he shakes his head. He didn't like that pitch. It looked like it might have slipped out of his grip. So that'll bring up their pitcher for the Jaguars, Carter Hanson, with 2 outs and runner on first. So what's tough about this is they let him on. It's going to give the top of their order maybe to get another ups there in the 7th inning. If they could have got that first one out, now they delivered it first. That is a nice move, I think, by Giovannelli. So 1-0 the count with 2 outs, and now we got timeout taken by Carter Hanson. And the delivery's a curveball, and that's hit by Hanson, and that's going to be a base hit to right field. We'll see if the runner holds at second as the right fielder gets it in very efficiently. So nice job there, trying to stop the bleeding, and now that'll bring up the number 3 hitter for the Jaguars, David Stefan. As we look at that base hit, sharply hit, no doubt about that base hit. So McCollum is on first. And this rally started with 2 outs, nobody on. And now Giovannelli with his work cut out for him. And from the stretch, strike call. So nice pitch to settle himself down here against the number 3 hitter, David Stefan. And you can tell we have a knowledgeable crowd here. They understand the tension, very quiet. Now that pitch in the dirt, and now both runners are going to advance. And so Giovannelli is in danger now of what could have been a 1-2-3 inning, turning into a bit of a disaster. He's going to have to show up big now with runners on 2nd and 3rd in scoring position, facing the number 3 hitter, David Stefan. 1-1 the count, 2 outs. That ball swung on, he gets strike 2. Nice pitch by Giovannelli. I was just going to say, he can't afford to let him on to 3rd, although you hate to load the bases, but if he gets in trouble in the count. But right now, he's in the dominant position with the 1-2 count. Curveball swung on, and that's down the line, fair territory. Oh my goodness. And that's going to be a double for the number 3 hitter, Stefan, and a 2-run base hit double to left field. And that is a killer when you have 2 outs, nobody on, isn't it? 8-3 now our scores. That ball just got inside the line there, but it was clearly in, and a well-hit ball, double down the line for Stefan. There he is at second base with that 2-run double. Gotta feel good if you're him. And now the number 4 hitter, Ben Goddard, looks at first pitch, and that's right back up the middle as Giovannelli tried to flag it with his glove, and now here comes the play at the plate. It's going to be close. The ball was there in time. Unable to handle it was Myers, and sliding in safely David Stefan with run number 9, and that throw on the relay allowed the base hit runner to get to second. And let's watch this replay. Stefan comes in, the ball is there, and just unable to handle it. It would have been very difficult. That was a bang-bang play, wasn't it? So that run comes across. It's 9-3. All these runs now. It was 6-3, now 3 across, all with 2 outs, nobody on. And that brings up number 3, Noah Panett, the third baseman, and he's got a runner in scoring position. And we're just in the top of the 5th here. Count, no balls, 1 strike. Curveball, strike 2. So Giovannelli now settling down. Facing the number 5 hitter, Noah Panett, the third baseman for the Jaguars, trying to add to their lead here. They've got 3 across in the 5th. They got 4 in the 3rd. And that ball hit to the right, picked up by the second baseman, Reginuti, and he does throw him out. You're recording that play 4-3, 4-3, out number 3, but not before the Jaguars get 3 in their half of the 5th. And the score after 4.5 is the Jaguars 9, the Orioles 3. And the Orioles really need to get their hitting shoes on here now, don't they? Let's see who comes out to pitch. The bottom of the 5th for the Jaguars. Is it going to be Clayton Hanson? And let's see, is that number 9? I don't know. I think we're going to have a pitching change here for the Jaguars, and that looks like it is a pitching change. It's number 9, Alex Crusan, C-R-U-S-A-N, if I'm reading that correctly, or is that an S-R-N? It's got to be an A. So Crusan or Crusan. So the pitcher, Carter Hanson, goes 4 complete, gives up 3 runs and 6 hits on 3 errors to the Orioles. But he is in great position to get the win here tonight as he gives way to the relief pitcher, Alex Crusan. And Crusan will be facing the number 6, 7, and 8 hitters for St. Louis Park. The number 6 hitter is number 20, Henry Odens, the shortstop. He'll be followed by Zach Helfman, the first baseman. And up third, the center fielder, and now the relief pitcher for the Orioles, Stefano Giovannelli. Nice music played here. We're at Dakota Park in northern St. Louis Park. Sun still hanging out there. The days are definitely feeling longer. Summer is on its way. We're in the flight path as we look at the St. Louis Park schedule coming up. They lost just the other night. Yesterday was the 12th, wasn't it? Today's the 13th. We've had 2 home games. Boy, I don't know anything about that. 1-0 loss, that had to hurt a little bit. And then they're going to go on the road at Edina, Holy Angels. But right now their focus is on the first place Metro West Jaguars. And the relief pitcher is Alex Crusan. He'll face... I think we got a pinch hitter in here too now, if I'm looking at this correctly. That's Ethan Schmitz up there, number 1. So it's going to be Schmitz, Odens, and Helfman. I was just looking over to the side as I'm not keeping accurate stats as I'm looking and talking. So it looks like it's going to be Schmitz, Odens, and Helfman that up to bat. And that ball is hit well to the gap. And that's going to be down, if not out. And it's against the wall for Schmitz as he's going to get a stand-up double to lead off the bottom of the 5th. So a great start for the Orioles, and as I mentioned, they have to get their hitting shoes on here, and so it's bang away here for the Orioles, and they do get a good start. And that ball was hit well. Let's see where it actually ended, right at the bottom of the fence in right center. Neither outfielder had a chance, so great start here for the Orioles. Let's see if it's contagious as Henry Odens steps in. The left-handed hitting shortstop with no outs here, bottom of the 5th, down by 6. Pitch, oh, that called a strike. You know, from my vantage point, those always look outside, but Again, I don't have the best angle, but they're calling that outside corner here, at least to left-handed hitters. So nice pitch there for in relief Alex Cruson as he'll check the runner. And the delivery is a curveball, and that's a high pop-up in the infield. The second baseman for Jefferson under it. It hardly had to move, did he? It was right to him. So that's David Stefan there at second, makes the put out for out number 1 in the bottom of the 5th for the Orioles. And now stepping into bat, Zach Helfman, the first baseman. Tall lad there, big strike zone for Cruson to look at with 1 out, but a runner on second. And the delivery from the stretch, and that ball is hit well, but way out of play for Helfman. He was all over that pitch. Just needs to wait on it a little bit more. And that one might have had a chance. Count 0-1, 1 out. Schmitz on second base, takes his lead. Cruson checks the runner. Curveball, drops that in, and that was a slow curveball. Helfman may have wanted to take a cut at that. And now it's 0-2 to Helfman with 1 out. And that sun is now behind some clouds. Shadows creeping in more and more as late afternoon gives into early evening, and now we take time. Helfman thought that was taking a little too long. Wind dying down as well as the sun goes down, it feels like. Very deliberate here, Alex Cruson from the stretch. Doesn't even check the runner that time. He throws that ball outside.
Let's go, kid.
From the stretch.
Come on, 9, let's go. Come on, AC. Let's go, Alex Cruson.
1 ball, 2 strikes to count, 1 out. And they try to pick him off. Schmitz gets back easily. Had to slide, however. But a nice move there by Alex Cruson. Second baseman Stefan had been cheating over there, so it was definitely in the works, but nice job by Cruson. He disguised that for me. I was under the impression that he was just not going to care too much about the runner. I don't think there's a real steal threat there at this point in the game. Down by so many runs, they don't want to run themselves out of the inning as that ball comes in. I think that was ball 2, so the count now 2-2, 1 out. Alex Cruson on the mound. There he is in relief. Very deliberate. Strong on, and that's going to get through. It does. Base hit, and that could score Schmitz. He's coming around. Oh, they held him up at the last second. I thought he would have made it easily. But nice hit right back up the middle there by Helfman, the number 7 hitter at first base. Let's see, you can see he was coming around, and that was a late holdup sign too. He was well around third. I got the impression he was gonna go. And now runners at first and third for the Orioles with 1 out, so they've got something brewing here. And now stepping in the bat is number 5, Stefano Giovannelli. And the pitch swung on, and that's going to be a base hit. So good move by the third base coach, holding up Schmitz as he trots in easily, and a nice base hit by Giovannelli as he gets on pitch 1 and put that firmly into left field, didn't he? Look at that nice stance and just a very efficient swing. Ball up in the strike zone, and that got out to left field in a hurry, and that scores the run. It's 9-4 now. Still only 1 out. Runners at first and second, and we have a pinch runner now coming in as we look at Giovannelli on first. And Teddy Dolan, number 14, is in to pinch run for Giovannelli, I believe. No, Giovannelli's at first. I'm not quite remember who is that. That was at Helfman? Yes, I believe it was. And the pitch to number 2, Tate Myers, the number 9 hitter. The catcher swings and gets strike 1. Still only 1 out. Runners on first and second. We're just in the bottom of the 5th here. ball in the dirt low. So 2-1, and Orioles have a chance here to get to Alex Cruson, number 9, in relief for the Jaguars here. Lots of game left, I'm starting to feel, especially if they can get another run or two across here in their bottom of the 5th. Swung on almost straight back, but just a little bit to the left as Cruson brought the heat on that pitch. Brings the count to 1 ball, 2 strikes. As we look at Tate Myers. In a hole here at 1-2. And the high fastball, he chased it. It was out of the strike zone, but when you got 2 strikes on you, that's hard to pass up. So that records out number 2 on the strikeout for Alex Cruson, and he's got to breathe a little bit of a sigh of relief, but now he's going to face Stanley Regenuti, the number 1 hitter at second base, with a chance here to drive in a run. Good at bat, and he looks at a curveball strike. Nice pitch by Cruson. I don't think he was expecting a curveball on pitch number 1, so now he's in a hole here initially at 0-1. And the pitch. Swung on, it's gonna be foul and out of play, high and to the left, way out of play. But Regenuti is in the hole here at 0-2 with 2 outs and runners on first and second. Orioles here have been threatening, but they're down to their last strike here in the bottom of the 5th. It's up to Stanley Regenuti to hang in this count, try to work the pitch back or find a pitch he can hit and drive. Swung on and he gets the ball on the bat, and it's going to be an easy 6-4 put out for the shortstop for Jefferson, making the easy play and recording out number 3. So 1 run across here in the bottom of the 5th tightens the score up to 9-4, but the Orioles leave 2 runners stranded, so kind of a missed opportunity to add to their score. But it's 9-4 after 5 complete. We've got 2 innings to go. The Orioles are down by 5. They're in second place in the Metro West. The Jaguars are in first. And coming out to the mound, I think we're gonna have another relief pitcher, it appears to me. And that is number 23 for the Orioles, Nick Leno. And we see he's a right-hander, and looking at some stat sheets I have here, Lenu has pitched. He's been in 1 game. He's 0-0 on the season. He's pitched 2 2/3 innings all year long, at least according to what I have. He's got a 2.62 ERA. He's given up 2 walks, 1 strikeout. Thrown 61 pitches on the year, 31 for strikes, 30 for balls. That's a nice balance. That's impressive, I feel. He's faced 13 batters. And the sun is behind a cloud. It's lowering. It's much more shadowy here. The lights are still off at Derek Keller Field. And expected up for the Jaguars is going to be, it looks to me, number 1, Sam Maleka. He's the number 6 hitter, so 6, 7, and 8. If I'm looking at this correctly, Maleka, Lippman, and O'Brien to face Nick Lenu in relief of Giovannelli, who was in relief of Ethan Schmitz, the starter. And boy, you just harken back to that top of the 3rd. They had bases loaded against the Orioles. The Jaguars did. They had a double play ball. If they converted that, you could take 4 off the board for the Jaguars, and it would be 5-4. But nevertheless, it's 9-4. We're in the top of the 6th. And stepping in, the left-handed Sam Maleka to face Nick Lenu. Righty versus lefty. And from the windup is Lenu. Let's see what he's got here. Oh, that looked like a good pitch. Tate Myers looked back to say, really? That really wasn't his attitude. He just looked back. Very innocent look, so it wasn't disrespectful, but good for him to do that. That was just his way of checking the umpire. That looked like a good pitch to me. That ball now outside, and I feel bad for Lenu. You'd like to get that first strike in there, but now it's 2-0 to the leadoff hitter. In the top of the sixth, Sam Maleka, the center fielder, has had a nice day in the outfield as well for the Jaguars. And the pitch on away, swung on. I thought that was out of the strike zone. And that slow infield just gets by the shortstop out there, Odins. I apologize for that. And that's a base hit for Maleka, and that brings up the number 7 hitter, number 28, the left fielder, Sean Lippman. And now from the stretch, Nick Lenu in relief, and he throws it to first, and it looks like the runner is hurt somehow. And I don't know if the ball hit him or I was looking away. Let's see, I don't know if we have a replay, possibly. And the catcher, Meyer, now will come out and talk to Lenu. Looks like the runner on first, Maleka, will be okay. I'm not sure if the ball hit him or just the way he landed as he dove back on that pickoff attempt by Lenu. Nick Lenu in relief. Looks in, and from the stretch, he'll check the runner, and he delivers, and he knew he should have because he's going to attempt to steal second, and he does successfully steal second. So Lenu had good reason to check him on that other attempt, and he is in there clearly safely. The ball was a little late, and of course it was not handled by the shortstop, Odin. So, or no, that was Renudi trying to catch that at second base. So now runner on second, nobody out. And that ball is swung on and fouled back and to the right by Sean Lippman and Maleka. Or excuse me, that is Lenu on the mound. Not a big lead out there by Maleka on second. Check the runner, and the delivery from the stretch is a curveball, slow curveball, and he drops it in on the inside corner. Nice pitch there by Nick Lenu. Now 2 strikes, 1 ball. To the number 8 hitter, or excuse me, the 7 hitter, Sean Lippman, and that ball's in the dirt. And again, Tate Meyer doing a nice job keeping that ball in front of him. I don't think he's let one back to the backstop all night long. To have nice control of his pitchers, gone out there at appropriate times, had good results. Now 2-2 the count. Strike. Oh my goodness. Oh, and Lenu put his hands on his hips there, and just a subtle body mannerism there. It looked like a strike to me. Tough call there. 3-2 now the count with no outs. Swung on, and that ball's lifted deep to left center field, but it looks like the center fielder calls him off nicely. And I think that's Giovannelli now back out there in left, and it is. So he started in left, made a spectacular play against the fence early on, and now he's back out there. And great communication. He called off the left fielder. It's always the center fielder's call. If he can get it, he's going to catch it. Kind of like the shortstop on the right side of the the left side of the infield. The shortstop controls. All right, now 1 out now for Nick Lenu. Runner still remains on second. And stepping into bat is the number 8 hitter, Brendan O'Brien. Let's see here. No, that is, do we have a pinch hitter in? No, that's Alex Cousin. Okay, he came in relief, and so he is going to be batting in the number 8 position. As he looks at ball 1, and now he looks at ball 2 with 1 out and a runner on second. So Alex Cousin batting for Brendan O'Brien, who is the first baseman. So we'll look to see in the bottom of the 6th if they have a different player there. And that pitch, right at the letters. Makes the count 2-1. Strike. Nice pitch there by Nick Lenu in relief. Starting to settle down out there. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Runner on second. Curveball, caught the corner, and he rings up Alex Cruzan with a nice curveball that caught the inside corner to record out number 2. And now the manager for Jefferson comes out to inform the umpire that he's putting in a pinch hitter.
Now batting number 13, Braden Ebeling.
And that is number 13, Braden Ebeling. Into pinch hit for Aiden Shermack. As he looks at strike 1 with 2 outs and a runner on second and a chance for an RBI and to add to their lead here in the top of the 6th. Lenu brings the heat there, but misses just barely, it felt like to me. So the count now 1-1. The sun now peeks out again behind the cloud. It won't be long before it's down below the trees. Swung on and fouled back and to the right, out of play. So strike 2 for Lenu and the Orioles. They've got 2 outs. Down by 5, they really can't afford to give up any more runs here late against the Jaguars. And the pitch on a way curveball. Boy, I thought I might have just caught it. It was in the dirt, but not till way beyond the plate. You can see how the light's coming in there on the pinch hitter, Braden Ebeling. As he looks at a 2-2 count, and good eye by Ebeling as he works the count full here with 2 outs and a runner on second. From the stretch. Swung on. Ebeling all over that pitch. Definitely protecting the plate with 2 strikes, 2 outs. Pitch on away, and he just missed and works the ball, base on balls for Braden Ebeling. And that was awful close from my vantage point, but Lenu lets him go. Nothing hurt there. There was already a runner on second, so not the worst thing in the world, except now you're going to face the top of the order for Jefferson, and that is Bennett McCollum, number 12, the shortstop. Still 2 outs, nobody across yet. Runners on first and second, and the delivery from Lenu is low and outside. Ball 1. Pitch on away, swung on, fouled back and out of play, and now the count evens at 1-1.
Let's go, Bennett. Come on, kid. B, need a base hit. Come on, runs big here. Base hit. Give me a line drive to the gap. Come on, B. Let's go. 1-2. Come on, B.
The 1-1 delivery from Nick Lenu in relief, and the pickoff attempt at first. Ebeling safely back in time, easily. So now 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. As we look at that replay, not even close. Just noticing off to the side here, the third base coach for the Jaguars had a few terse words here for not anything untoward, just really trying to get to him here to help him. And now the ball in the dirt, and the runners are going to advance, and that is unfortunate for the Orioles. And now a golden opportunity here for the Jaguars here with 2 outs. The count 2-2, the number 1 hitter in the lineup, Bennett McCollum. Chance to add to their total of 9 runs with a base hit, could score 2 here. And that curveball, slow, high, and inside. So now McCollum has worked the count to 3-2 with 2 outs. The empty base at first, so if Lenu lets him on, it's not the end of the world, but then he's going to have to face Carter Hanson. And that ball swung on and lifted deep to center field. Backing up is Giovannelli, and it's home run for Bennett McCollum, a 3-run dinger to dead center field, and that was a no-doubter. Giovannelli didn't even try to get back to the fence now, did he? And that's got to feel good for that young man, as that brings a standing ovation for some of the fans here in the Jaguars, and that is a big-time hit to dead center for that man right there with the golden locks. Let's see this swing, folks. That is a home run hit. That was right at about the knees, and he got the fat part of the bat on it, didn't he? That ball was way out there, 365 feet. Probably add another 20 maybe at most. Big hit there by the Jaguars, and now they're up 12-4. Commanding lead here in the top of the 6th. Still 2 outs, nobody on now. Nick Leno in relief. And you just got the feeling that this inning is just starting to take a little too long, and now the Jaguars put up their second 3 spot in a row. 1-1 now, the count to Carter Hanson, and he lifts that ball to center field, and Giovannelli dives for it, and that gets by him, and now Hanson rounds first and pulls up at second base with another stand-up double, and I'm looking at Giovannelli as he's a little slow in getting up down center field. He's bent over. I think he's gonna be okay. Little ginger out there as we watch that hit. Is Giovannelli, oh, he made a great effort. He really did try to get that ball, as he really should have with the score at what it was. You really can't criticize him for trying to get out of the inning and make that catch. The score being what it is. And he did make a gallant effort there, didn't he? Looks like he's gonna be okay. And now Leno will face David Stefan, the number 3 hitter. And I feel like, have the Jaguars batted around this inning? They might have. And that pitch is strike 1 to Stefan. 12-4 our score. There is a mercy rule in baseball, but right now that's a little bit in jeopardy, but not too badly, unless Stefan lays into one here and parks one over the fence. Then we're 14-4, and then the Orioles will be batting to stay in the match here in their half of the 6th. But right now the focus is on Leno on the mound. He's got an 0-2 count now to David Stefan. Runner on second, curveball swung on right back to Leno, and he'll make an easy play. Nice job walking it over the first baseman. The easy toss records out number 3, but not before the Jaguars rally again here in the top of the 6th and get 3. And after 5.5, our score from Dakota Park, the home of the Orioles, they're down 12-4. And the mantra is still the same here. They've got to get their hitting shoes on and somehow come up with 8 runs over the course of 6 outs here in the 6th and the 7th. And coming out to pitch as we look at some of the fans here, enjoying a lovely evening. And it looks like Alex Curran in relief of Carter Hanson, coming in for his 2nd inning of the game. He gave up 1 run in the bottom of the 5th. And it is definitely getting darker out here as there's some clouds moving in out in the western skies. The sun's still up in the sky there, but it's the clouds that are blocking the light from coming in, and now the lights on the field have come on. So nighttime is upon us here at Derek Keller Field, and due up for the Orioles here in their half of the 6th. It looks like it's going to be the number 2, 3, and 4 hitter, so just what the Orioles need here. The heart of their lineup, Farley, Boyam, and Hokinson are warming up, and they are due up. And stepping in is number 3, Ben Farley, the left-hander. He'll face Alex Curran. Bottom half of the 6th. 8-run deficit here for the Orioles, and they've just got to get a lot of base runners and a lot of base hits and try to chip away at this lead. Pitch on away from Jefferson, and they, I was just thinking, we did a girls St. Louis Park game a couple of weeks ago, and the girls of Oriole girls softball team played Jefferson softball, and they are also our top team. So Jefferson looking good in the spring bat sports in both girls and boys, at least from what I've seen, as we look at a 2-0 count now to Ben Farley. So if I'm Alex Curran, I'm just here to throw strikes. They got an 8-run lead, nothing stupid, but just, let's get outs. If I'm his manager, I'm like, get out there and throw strikes. You got good defenders behind you. We're getting late in the game. Let's get on the bus and get out of here as soon as possible. Let's not mess around. So 2-1 now the count to Ben Farley. And he brought some heat there. You could hear the pop in the catcher's mitt. And that evens the count, 2-2. Oh, and that hits him, curveball. Tough guy there, Ben Farley, didn't even flinch. Good thing it was a curveball, I'll say that, because Curran can bring the heat, as he showed just a pitch or two ago. Curveball doesn't hurt quite as bad for sure, and there is Ben Farley. So good start here for the Orioles, 1 on, nobody out, and now the number 3 hitter, Drew Boyam, and he is a great hitter, smart hitter, at least from what I've seen here tonight, out of number 7 in the 3-hole. Alex Curran checks the runner at first. Don't think that's going to be a stealing threat. And that ball gets by the catcher. He doesn't know where it is. And that will allow Ben Farley to take second base. I don't know if you call that a wild pitch or a pass ball. We'd have to look at the replay. I want to say it felt like a pass ball, even though it was in the dirt. Felt the catcher should have had that one. My humble opinion. So now a runner on second, nobody out. Ben Curran looks in. There's Hoyam. Checks the runner. And the 1-0 delivery, ball 2, not even close. So 2-0 the count. Jaguars don't want to be complacent here and allow the Orioles to get a rally going and get some momentum. 8 runs is not unheard of in a baseball game. Let's see here, Curran, ball 3 now. This is exactly, if you're the manager of the Jaguars, you don't want to see. I mean, even if you're going against what looks like the Orioles' best hitter here in Drew Boyam, just bring the strikes. Let's get this game going. It's really more about the outs if you're the Jaguars. They only have 6 before they're on the bus with a win. Ball, he lets them go on 4 straight pitches. So now runners at first and second. Nobody out. It's a long way to go for the Orioles, but if there's going to be a comeback, this is an excellent start now, isn't it? So now stepping in, number 15, Christopher Hokinson. And his .364 batting average with runners on first and second, right hand to a left-hander here. Lots of favorable factors here for Hokinson. And now time, I'm not sure who called that time. Came from the infield umpire, but I don't know who asked for it. I wasn't quite probably looking where I should have to notice that, but nevertheless, okay, 0-0 the count. Curran checks the runner. And that curveball way deep, and now they're going to take third. He's in there safely. Is Farley, and that ball gets away from the third baseman, and he'll score on the throwing error, and that also will allow Boyam to advance to second as we look at Farley as he manufactured a run there, and that's a great start here for the Orioles. As we watch Hokinson get out of the way, and that throw comes in. And boy, if you're the Jaguars, you do not want this to happen. Start throwing that ball around with an 8-run lead. And he's going to come out and talk about it, isn't he? Yep, he's looking at his catcher. He is not happy with him. It's like, what are you doing with an 8-run lead, throwing that ball around? Totally unnecessary. He's going to settle these guys down. He can feel that. You do not want to let the Orioles back in this thing. And I think that I'd be telling him, just throw strikes there, Alex. Let's move this game along. I don't know if that's exactly what he's saying. That's just what I would be saying. It's like, hey, let's look at the big picture here. You know, we're up by a bunch of runs. Let's just get outs, and the way to get outs is throw strikes. No 4-ball walks like he did to Boyam, who's on second base in scoring position. So still nobody out here in the Orioles' half of the 6th, and stepping in here is Christopher Hawkinson with a runner on second in scoring position. The righty to the lefty, and that ball is all over. Is it going to be down? No, just foul. Hawkinson all over that pitch. And had that gotten down along the line, that would have scored Boyam for sure, but it's just a long strike. So 1-1 the count to Christopher Hawkinson. I like to say Hokinson. If he lived in Sweden, that's how they'd pronounce it. I'm sure it's Hawkinson though. Okay now. I don't think he cares if he gets a hit here. Very quiet around here. You can hear the train in the background. Swung on, fought that one off. It's going to be an easy fly ball for Lippman as he comes in. Looked like he had a little trouble gauging it as the sky is getting to be hazy, dusk. Sometimes it can be hard to pick that ball up in this kind of light, but Lippman was able to get a gauge on it, and he does record out number 1 in left field. And that will now bring up number 5 hitter, Aiden Schmitz. He was the starting pitcher. Had a good day at the plate, really had a good day at the pitching mound, and I just keep hearkening back to that top of the 3rd where they gave up 4. Really was the game changer if the result turns out to be the same, and Schmitz lifts that out to Lippman as well. So now 2 quick outs for Curran, and that's got to bring a sigh of relief for the visiting fans from West Bloomington. And that is out number 2. Boyam still on second. And now Henry Odens, the shortstop, number 20, steps in. Odens batting .294 in the year. Chance to add to his RBI total. And the pitch outside. 1-0 the count, 2 outs. There's Boyam in your foreground. Great angle, swung on, fouled back. Just got a piece of it. Did Odens. Count even at 1-1, 2 outs here in the Orioles' bottom of the 6th. They'll have 1 more ups here in the bottom of the 7th. They could get 1 more run here. I'd feel pretty good about that. They'd be down 6, which is a lot, but not insurmountable here in the bottom of the 7th. They've proven they can get to Alex Curran here, and in relief a little bit, that ball fouled straight back. And when I see that, that means the pitcher, the hitter, is right on it timing-wise, just missed it. That's a good sign for the hitter, but he is in a hole here. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Boyam still on second. The right-hander Curran looks in for the sign. He's not even thinking about that runner. Oh, he did check him twice. Oh, and he hits Odens, and he's going to get first, and that's the 2nd hit batter this inning by Curran. So he's been a little inconsistent here. The bottom of the 6th, and that's going to bring up number 16, Zach Helfman, the number 7 hitter, and he's got runners on 1st and 2nd. Helfman batting .250. Looking to see, I don't see a home run recorded. He's got a couple base hits. And Curran settles down with that first offering to Helfman. Fastball strike right in the strike zone at knee high. So 0-1 the count to Helfman. And that's a high pitch ball. So 1-1 the count. Still 2 outs, bottom of the 6th. And the fans are very quiet here. Even though there's such a differential in the run totals. Chance here for the Orioles to get a little momentum here with a nice base hit by Helfman with 2 outs and 2 on. Curran working very deliberately, and they're going to steal, and they're going to try to throw him out of third, and he's in there, and they take second on the throw, and that also gets by the third baseman. So Boyam steals third, and he's over there, in there. The throw was in time, but you know, the third baseman didn't get there on time. That's why that play didn't work for the Jaguars. He was not in a position to even get that ball and make the tag. So now runners on second and third and a chance for Helfman. One ball, 2 strikes the count. Curveball in the dirt. Good eye by Helfman. Boy, a base hit here would make it 12-5. Most likely 2-2 the count. You can hear a pin drop here at Derek Keller Field, folks. Pitch just got a piece of it. Helfman hangs in there. Tough hitter there. The first baseman. Count remains 2-2 with 2 outs, 2 on. 7 runs separate these 2 teams in this game. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Pitch on the way, swung on, it's popped up in the infield. The shortstop moves in, calls it just behind the mound and records out number 3. So the Orioles do get 1 across, but they leave 2 painfully stranded runners at second and third and leave 2 on. And after 6 complete, our score 12-5. Keep hanging around here for the 7th. I get the feeling this game still might not be over. 7 runs is a big number to get here in the bottom of the 7th, but it's not impossible, as the Orioles have really not had any trouble getting base runners all night long. They just haven't gotten the clutch hits when they need it, and then that 3rd inning, hard not to keep bringing it up, but that really was, could have been the deal breaker in the 3rd when they had bases loaded, the Jaguars did, and they botched that double play. I don't keep bringing it up to be mean, it just was a critical part of the game. So now coming out to the mound will be Nick Leno. He's the 3rd relief pitcher. He pitched the last inning. Unfortunately gave up 3. Schmitz led off. He was the unlucky pitcher there in that 3rd inning. It certainly wasn't his fault. He did his job. He gave up the infield hit that would have led to the double play. So my heart breaks for him on that inning. So Lenu is completing his warm-up pitches and looking over on the sideline. The Jaguars are gonna be bringing up, let's see, it looks like it's gonna be, is it Goddard's? Yeah, Goddard's the catcher, the number 4 hitter. So the meat of the order here for the Jaguars in the top of the 7th with a 7-run lead. Nick Lenu and the Orioles in the outfield are gonna have their work cut out for them. They're gonna go right into the teeth here of the Jaguars batting lineup, and now stepping in is the left-handed hitter, Ben Goddard's. I don't know if it's Geddert's maybe. I think I heard the PA announcer. So we're approaching almost 2.5 hours. The length of this game is Lenu from the windup delivers. Ball outside. And the pitch swung on, and that ball is tattooed to center field, but Giovannelli gets a pace on it and chases it down. Boy, that got out of the infield in a hurry, but it did tend to die out there in left center field, and enough time for Giovannelli to move over to his right and haul that in for out number 1. So good start for Lenu against the number 4 hitter, but now he'll face the number 5 hitter in Noah Pinette. number 3, the third baseman, with 1 out here in the top of the 7th, up by 7. First pitch, strike. Could have been a little low, but umpire gave that to him. So good start there for Leno. No balls, 1 strike to Noah Panett. Curve ball drops in for a strike. Nice pitch by Leno. He's quickly up 0-2. On the number 5 hitter in the lineup, Noah Panett. The delivery, another curveball, just misses. So ball 1, 1-2 the count. He'll be followed by Sam Maleka, the center fielder. Pitch on away, also in the dirt. So now the count even, 2-2. Leno all around that strike zone though. As he goes from the windup. Pitch on away. Just inside. It might have been a strike at the letters, but just a little inside as he tried to jam Panett there on that pitch. So now it's full, 3-2 with 1 out, nobody on. And he lets him go after being up 0-2 on the count. He allows a base runner on that walk. So there's Panett on first. They'll hold him on. And that brings up Sam Maleka, the center fielder. Usually the center fielder and the shortstop are the best athletes on a team. Maleka's had a good day at the plate as he... Tate Meyer looks back. Where was that pitch as he looks at the home plate umpire? He asks. I really like Tate Myers. He's in control back there. Not afraid to, nothing untoward. His tone is all fine. Just good to ask where that pitch was. 1 ball, no strikes, inside again. Now 2-0. Leno needs to settle down out there. Really can't afford to give up any more runs here in the bottom of the top of the 7th. Down 7. From the stretch, not a big lead there by Panett at first, and he does get that strike across, so nice pitch by Nick Leno. 2-1 the count. He looks down the third base line for the sign. And the pickoff move. Panett dives back in time. Zach Helfman hold him on. Doesn't appear Panett is a stealing threat, but you couldn't tell that to Nick Leno as he goes over there right away again. Sometimes you do that just to throw the batter off a little bit. See, now the batter steps out. So yeah, sometimes you just do that, especially in this situation, just to get the timing of the batter off. And they are gonna steal, what do I know? And that pitch comes in there. And Panett does steal second successfully. And he got in there pretty easily, and you can look at that dirt. It's pretty dry around here. We're gonna be getting some rain in the forecast in the next couple days, and it feels like we could probably use it, although the grass looks green, but they may water it here. So the count now, 2-1, 1 out. Now Panett is on second in scoring position. And that pitch outside. So now the count goes to 3-1. Now I look at the scoreboard, they say it's 3-2, so I may have missed one there. So the count is full, we'll go with the scoreboard, and the pitch on away, swung on, and it gets under the glove of Stanley Reginuti, and that is going to be a base hit, and I would call that an error. Reginuti didn't quite get in position. He tried to stab at it in an awkward position. I don't know, it was well hit. It could go either way. That ball was smoked. So that's an RBI and the 13th run for the Jaguars. And now stepping into bat, number 28, he swings at the first pitch. 28 is Sean Lippman, and that ball is down in left field. And that's gonna breathe the run, and he fumbles it in left field, and they're gonna bring him home, and here comes the relay. Odens holds it there, and the runner scores all the way from second base, or no, from first base, I should say. Maleka gets to second, and he was all over that pitch, wasn't he? It got down in a hurry. All kinds of green grass, and it bounds around as the left fielder comes over for, that's Christopher Hawkinson, and then he kind of fumbled it, and that allowed the run to score. So now it's 14-5 here. And the pitch on away from Leno, and all this trouble with 2 outs. Or no, there's still only 1 out. And a runner in scoring position, and now stepping in for the 0-1 count is number 9, Alex Cruson, in relief, pitching for the Jaguars. And now his count, no balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Curveball high. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out to Alex Cruson. Pitch on away, strike call. And he goes down looking for out number 2. And so he'll give way to number 2, Aiden Shermack, the right fielder, number 2. The number 9 hitter has a chance for an RBI here late in their top of the 7th as he looks at strike 1 from Nick Leno. From the stretch. Pitch on away, and right back to the pitcher off his glove. Renuti gets it, and gets it over to the first baseman, Helfman, for the putout, 4-3. But not before the Jaguars add to their lead, and after 6.5, the score 14-5, and the Orioles got to get 9 here in the bottom of the 7th. Or they're going to lose this one at home, and there is the scorecard there. 14 runs on 15 hits and 3 errors. That's a great night at the plate for Jefferson, and there are the standings in the Metro West for the 2021 regular season, and there's Bloomington Jefferson with a 7-0 conference lead, followed by St. Louis Park, 6-4. They're going to go to 6-5, and look at the game differential. They've played 10 games. Benilde's only played 7, as has Jefferson. Chanhasen's played 6. Chaska's played 6. Kennedy 9. Cooper 9. So you expect that to see a little more together, but with weather in the spring and COVID concerns, looks like Jefferson and some of these teams that have only played 6, while some of the other teams have played 10. I'm just looking at the conference, not the overall. There's some makeup games to be had by some of these teams, so if they can turn into losses, Park's record doesn't look so bad, and even after tonight, they're still going to be in second place as we look some of the fans over on the St. Louis Park side of the field. And let's see, I think we got another relief pitcher in for Jefferson as I look up, and on the mound, that looks like, is that Noah Panett? Let's see. Number 3 for the Jaguars is now coming in relief. It is Noah Panett, who stole a base and scored a run in the top half of the 7th. And he will face the number 8, 9, and number 1 hitters. Stefano Giovannelli, number 5, the number 8 hitter, followed by Tate Myers, and then the top of the order, Stanley Reginuti, the second baseman. So Stefano Giovannelli, he needs to go to Milan, Italy, and he'll fit right in there with that name for sure. All right, now Giovannelli steps in, and let's see if they can pull a huge rally here in the bottom of the 7th as they'll face a new pitcher they haven't seen in Noah Panett, as he'll go from the windup. Pitch on away, swung on to the third baseman, picks it up cleanly, gets it over to first for out number 1 on pitch number 1. So nice play there. And that's Alex Curran, who was the relief pitcher, in now at third, which is where Panett was. So they just switched positions, and on pitch number 1, Giovannelli grounds out to the third baseman So now St. Louis Park down to their last 2 outs here, and stepping into bat. Is that Tate Myers? It is. Number 2, the catcher. And he swings at the first pitch, and that's a grounder to the second baseman. Fumbles it initially, gets it over just in time. So Panette, very efficient here in the bottom of the 7th. 2 pitches, 2 ground balls, 2 outs, and now that leaves it up to Stanley Reginuti, the second baseman. See if he can keep the Orioles alive here in the bottom of the 7th with 2 out, nobody on. Pitch on away. That's low. Want to know the count to Stanley Reginuti. Not sure I'm pronouncing that exactly right yet. And that pitch down and in the dirt. Now 2 balls, no strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th. Orioles down to their last out. And Reginuti looks at that 2-ball, no strike count and takes strike 1. So 2-1 the count. Jaguars playing straight away in the outfield. Comfortably in front by 9 runs. And the curveball swung on and fouled off by Reginuti. So the count now 2-2.
That's an error in the book. Benny, put that in the book. Error on the bench. Coach.
From the windup, the 2-2 count with 2 outs. Jaguars trying to close this out. Go to 8-0 in the conference. The pitch on away, curveball swung on, and Reginuti hanging in there tough, protecting that plate with 2 strikes. We have some boisterous fans around here enjoying the evening, showing great energy and passion for the Orioles. The pitch just missed outside. Good eye by Reginuti. Brings some groans here from the Jaguar fans. They want this game over with. Put this one in the win column. There's Panette with a smile. And the pitch behind Reginuti reminds me of, is that Bull Durham where the ball goes behind? We don't have a mascot here that would be in danger, and it wasn't that far out strike zone like in that movie, but that is a base runner for the Orioles. Now with 2 outs, they got a runner on. Reginuti works that for a base on balls, and that'll bring up Ben Farley, number 3, the third baseman, to try to keep the game alive here for the Orioles. So Panette from the stretch now, checks the runner. They're not even holding him on, so he's going to steal, and that's an easy. They conceded that steal, although it was a hit on, so a foul ball will bring Reginuti back to first, but they're not even going to worry about him, which I think is a good strategy for the Jaguars. Up by 9. They're going to let him steal it here. That's if Farley takes this pitch. And he's going for second, and that curveball comes in. They call, oh, they hit him. So now Panette had 2 outs on 2 pitches, and now he's got 2 base runners. 1 a base on balls, and now a hit batsman. And that's got to aggravate slightly the management and the Jefferson Jaguar dugout, because now who's up is Drew Boyam. Batting right around 400 now tonight on the season. And so with 2 outs, 2 runners on, his first look at Panette will go from the stretch. And again, they're not holding any of the 2 base runners on. And that first pitch, he brought the heat, and Boyam offered swinging and missing for strike 1. Pitch on away inside.
Get up, boy.
Pitch on away, swung on, strike 2. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Panette in the dominant position here, facing one of the Orioles' best hitters, trying to stay in the match. Pitch on away, brought the heat. Boyam hangs in there, fouls it back into the right. Count remains 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs here. Bottom of the 7th, Orioles down to their last out, but they do have 2 runners on. Pitch on away, and that's a base hit, and that should score the runner, and they're bringing him around. The left fielder, Lippman, fumbled it ever so slightly, but that could end the game at third as Farley tried to take third, and the catcher for Bloomington did a nice job. That would be Ben Goddard as he ends the game, throwing out Farley. As look at this relay comes in to Goddard's, and he, with heads up, easy throw to third, and they get Farley for the last out of the game. And so after the end of this game, our final score, 14-5. There is the scorecard, 14 runs to 6. It looks like they're 14-5, 15 hits on 10 hits, 3 errors apiece. So Jefferson goes to 8-0 in the conference. St. Louis Park falls to 6-5, but maintains their second position in the Metro West. And so for Paul Broden, our producer, and everyone connected with our production here at ParkTV 16 Sports, my name is Robert Christensen. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you again. Have a good night.